Well, good evening, folks. It's Richard Gene here. I'm here on beautiful Weiss Lake. Beautiful day. It's right in the middle of the day. But I got to catch crappie. It's just too pretty of a day not to. So thank y'all very much for spending just a few minutes with me to catch crappie. Stay with me. We must do what we do. On it. Alright, let's get down here with it. Now today, as far as equipment, I'm just going to use my sound super sensitive graphite jig pole. I just call this technique long poling. I'm an old timer, so that's what we called it. If you wasn't using a cane pole, you was using something like this, something that'll reach out there and touch his nose. Today I'm using on my reel. Now this reel is a Mitchell 308. It back in its day, it was a small finesse reel. They're kind of heavy, but I love them. It's just a doggone good reel. You can't wear them out. I have 3 of them. And what else? 4-pound test, Mr. Crappie, camouflage line, and this rod is 9'2". In one video I said 9'3". Well, I was wrong. 9'2", so it's not real long, but it's light as a feather. And we're just going to vertical jig around these rocks right here and see if we can't come up with a crappie. Now, I got a tree in my way right off the bat, but I'm just going to let it down. Let it fall to the bottom. Right here it's about 5 foot deep. I'm going to pick it up, lean my rod at a 45-degree angle, and I'm waiting for that line to hop. Let's catch one. There he is. First fish of the middle of the day. Doing some cutting up right here. This is a pretty good fish right here. Looks like a black crappie. Let's pull him up here. I never did tell y'all what I was using right here. I'm sorry. That's a female. See her eggs, see her stomach, how fat it is. She's full of eggs. We need to let her on go. Let her go on her way. Now this is a 1.5" beaver tail jig right here. It's called a slab tail. Now I'm using blue because the water's relatively clear right here, with a 1/64 of an ounce jig head. And that's it. Tied with a loop knot. I believe in that loop knot when I'm vertical fishing, whether it's deep or shallow. Let's let her go. All I did right here, this rod is 9'2" long. I've got that jig just about to the bottom of my reel, and I just flip it out there and I let it fall on a slack line to around 3 feet. Pick the rod up, and I'm moving my rod back to my left that way, real slow. And that's all there are to it. Very little action. I ain't believing that. I want y'all to look. Now Elmer ain't here today, but if he was, that's what he'd be catching right there. Can you believe that? That's the kind of little old fish Elmer likes to catch in here. Going back in there and grow up. He's so little I didn't even know he was on there. They're not hitting real good right now. Right in the middle of the day, they tend to go a little bit deeper off their beds a little bit. Let's see if we can go on out in there with him. Watch out. Yeah, you tried to sneak it. Sneak up upon me, didn't you? Golly. There's a lot of fun ways to catch crappie, but this might be the best way. Or it is right now. And y'all fishermen know what I'm talking about. the best way is the way that you're catching fish at the present moment. Ain't that the way it works? I think we can flip him on in here. It's a black crappie. Got him in a tough part right here. I seen that. Right there in the center. When you stick them in the center like that, you got him. Pretty nice fish. Go on back. Get bigger. Whoa. Hey. Whoa. Achoo. The pollen. Whoa. I'm gonna crack that nut. Ow. No. Whoa. Let's catch another one. On it. Alright folks, the activity level of these fish is dropped down to 0 right now. So I'm going to show you a little trick that I do that works for me and has for years to keep catching fish when they just don't want to bite. Alright, here's my answer for this. There's a quarter. Let's lay down the little jig. That is a 1-inch grub. That's all it is. Now, with a 1/80th of an ounce jig head, real tiny, you can see how it looks compared to that quarter. Tiny, tiny. And it has a silver metal fleck in it. Little bitty bait. Let's see if that'll make a difference. I believe it will. Alright, let's look at that in the water. Y'all can't see that. It's a little, you can't see it, but that little tail is giving it everything it's got. I believe this is the answer. Or it's worked for me a lot of times. I'm working this bait a little bit different. Alright, when I get it to where I need it, about 3.5, 4 feet, I'll pull it, let it fall. Pull it and let it fall. On the fall is when that tail's really giving a number. The jig head's so light that it's going to take a slight fall for that tail to turn, that little twisty tail. There we go. Made a difference. That strike come pretty quick. Teeny tiny bait. I mean teeny tiny. And black crappie. I hadn't caught a white crappie yet. I don't know where they're at. That's alright though, yeah. Teeny tiny baits work when it gets tough like this. If you want to keep them biting, in my opinion, go to the smallest little thing you got in your tackle box. That looks real. Let's let that little feller go. That way you can keep catching fish. You won't be bored from not catching them. There we go. I want that little tail to be as effective as it can be, so there I am right there at 3.5, 4 foot. Okay. Watch my raw tip. Pick it up, let it fall. Pick it up, let it fall. On the fall, that tail's spinning, you see. Makes that bait look realistic. There he is. Works every time. For me. It's amazing how small of a bait that crappie I eat. But it's definitely the way to keep catching. For me, as an angler, little trick of the trade right here. Let's just lift him in. He's caught in the tough part right there. Come here. Another black crappie, male. You can tell he's real black. Got his colors on. Alright. Let's let him go right there in amongst that pollen. He's biting. He's mad. And I don't blame him. Well folks, once once again, I appreciate y'all spending the day with me, listening to my opinions, and thank y'all very much for everything y'all done for this channel. And once again, it's not right for me to at least thank y'all every video, at least once or twice. It's been something else. I love y'all's opinions about fishing through email, the pictures that you send me. I don't answer all my email, but I try to. There's just so much of it, and my internet's so slow here. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. But I want to thank y'all very much once again. Hey, there's a boat coming. I got to do it quick. Okay, you see. And remember, go fishing when you can, but